Hello everyone! Today I'm excited to share with you this cute little box. It is a teeny tiny little box, but it is so adorable. We are using the Adventurous Sky bundle for this, and when you slide off the little belly band, the box opens really cute. It opens like this. You can see that diagonal fold in there, and inside there are 3 little Andes chocolates in there. So let me show you that side again so you can see how it kind of opens up with the diagonal edge there, which is really cute. I love this little box. I love boxes that have a unique fold to them or open uniquely, and this one is no different, and it just closes up with that diagonal edge there, which is really fun. Now I saw this on Julie DiMatteo. She is the Paper Pixie. She had a version of this on her YouTube channel, and so I modified the measurements a little bit, and so I made it fit the little Andes chocolates. So one she had was more of a square, and mine is more of a rectangle. And I have 2 different patterns of the DSP here. So we are using the To The Sky DSP, and so this one has more of the copper clay pattern, and this one has the Night of Navy pattern. So whatever you want to do is perfectly fine, but this is the cute little project we're going to make today, and we're actually going to do this Night of Navy one too. That's the DSP that I had extras of. But before we get to this cute little box, let me share with you a couple of things happening this month. We launched some brand new online exclusives last week, so if you haven't checked those out, make sure to head to my online store. There's a link in the video description. There's also a host code in the video description as well, so you can check all of that out. But also going on this month, you do not want to miss bonus days. Bonus days are one of the funnest times of year. I think celebration and then bonus days. Bonus days rewards you for your orders. For every $50 you spend, Stampin' Up will email you a $5 coupon. Now you want to save those coupons. You can earn them all through July. There's no limit to how many you can earn. You earn them all through July until July 31st. And then after that, in August, between August 1st and August 31st, you're going to redeem your coupons. So when you check out in my online store, there's going to be a little spot to redeem those coupons starting in August. So this month, you're going to earn them and you're going to save those coupons. And then in August, I'll remind you to make sure that you're using those coupons. They do expire on the 31st, so you do have to use them in August. So if you place a couple of orders, maybe you've earned 3 or 4 coupons, that's $15 or $20. It can be applied to your order in August that you get just free merchandise of that amount. So make sure that you are saving your emails. For sure, you'll get an email with a code. Make sure you save that. Maybe tag it in your email, print it out, however you need to save it. Just make sure that you are saving that email. And you can earn this month with any orders in my online store. You do have to spend $50 before tax and shipping to start accumulating those coupons, but with every $50 you spend, you're going to get a bonus days coupon. All right, let me show you the bundle that we're using today. We're actually not using the dies at all, but I want to make sure to point out the entire bundle because you do save 10% when you purchase the bundle as the stamps and dies as a bundle. But we're using the Adventurous Sky stamp set. We're going to use this little tiny plane and then the To My Friend greeting here. But the dies are really amazing. Not only are they going to cut out most of the images in here, but you have this really beautiful die here that's going to create a little plane. You have this little tag that will have a little banner you can pull off the edge of the plane, off the end of the plane. So it is a really fun bundle. I've used this one a lot. I didn't think I was going to use it as much as I did, but I've used it a lot. So you'll want to get that bundle. And then we're also going to be using the To The Sky DSP. Now, I've used this DSP a lot. I've actually well into my second package of this DSP. But there are some really fun patterns of this DSP. I don't even have all the patterns left. That one's really fun. I don't have all the patterns left because I've been using so much of them. So, don't hesitate on getting this DSP, the bundle, and then all the other cute things in that suite. But today we're just using the stamp set and a couple of pieces of the DSP. So let's go ahead and jump into our box. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit because this is a small box. Okay, so for our box base, this is our belly band. We're going to actually set that one aside. For our box base, I have a piece that is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and we're going to do a little bit of scoring. So I'm pulling out my Simply Scored, and hopefully I can get this all on the thing. If you hear some banging in a minute, I can hear that my dog is trying to get into my craft room. I've closed the door so it can be a little bit quieter, but he is anxious to get in. So if you hear banging, please be aware it's just my dog trying to get into to see what's going on. Okay, so we're gonna start on the 3 3/4 inch side, and we are going to score it at 1 inch on each side. So 1 inch on this side, then I'm gonna turn it and do 1 inch on this side. When you're scoring DSP, make sure that you don't press too hard. DSP is pretty fragile, and if you press too hard, you could tear it. So 1 inch on each of those sides, and then on the 4 3/4 inch side, we're going to score it at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Easy peasy. Easy scoring. Okay. Now I'm going to hold on to my stylus here because we're going to do a tiny bit more scoring in just a minute, but I want to fold and burnish on my score lines because that's going to help me see them a little bit better so I know where to score. So you're just going to fold on all of those score lines. You can do the extra scoring before you do the burnishing, but I like to be able to see my score lines a little bit better. So we're gonna do the folding first. So here's our pattern. This is the one we want on the outside. So let's talk about how we scored it. So we scored it this way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this tab over here is 3/4 of an inch, and the other tabs are all 1 inch. So this is gonna be our front flap. And let me open this up so you can kind of see. This is gonna be our front flap, like this. So we are gonna do a little bit of scoring, and I have a template next to me I'm trying to look at. So this is what our template's gonna look like. So when we hold it here, this is our 3/4 of an inch side, and this is not to scale. I had to fuss with the measurements a little bit, so that's why I just have this template here. So we're actually gonna go in on this side. So we have the 3/4 inch score line here, and we're going to score diagonally in the 2nd and 3rd square. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't confuse you completely. So I'm gonna grab a ruler, okay, and we are going to score diagonally. Let me look at we're gonna score diagonally from this intersection of the score lines here on the 2nd square, and we're gonna score diagonally up to the score line where the 1st and 2nd score meet. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to line up my Simply Scored, if I can see these score lines. I'm gonna line that up right in that intersection. And I'm going to line up my ruler up into that point where those two score lines meet. And we're just gonna score that diagonally. So I hope you can see that. You can see that a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing from the same intersection. We're gonna go up to the top of the 3rd square where the 3rd and 4th square meets. So let me find that same intersection. Okay, and I'm going to put my ruler to where that score line meets, and we're just going to score that. Okay, so we have like a V. Okay, now we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing to the same boxes on the other side. So this time it's going to go this way toward this is the 3rd and 4th panel on this side. I hope that makes sense. Let's see, where is that score line? Let me line it up. There we go. It's a little bit hard to see when I can't get my head right over the camera, or when I can't get it right over the paper. So I hope you can see that there. So there's that score line. So from that intersection here, up diagonally to this score line, and up diagonally to this score line. Okay, and so our 3/4 inch tab is over here. And so we just did it on the 2nd and 3rd squares on the top and bottom. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope you're still with me. I love boxes like this, like I said in the beginning, but sometimes they get a little bit confusing. But once you make 1 or 2 of them, use them making some scrap paper first, and then you'll get the idea of it. Okay, so we're gonna do some trimming. So again, we're gonna start at that 3/4 inch line down here, and I am going to cut on the score line to the 2nd score line here. Okay, and if you're keeping track, that's where our diagonal edges are. Okay, and so I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. So, man, I'm having a hard time seeing these lines. I'm gonna cut to the 2nd score line. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this middle tab completely out of the way, And I'm gonna just kind of cut these. I'm just gonna eyeball them, cut them in half. These are gonna be tabs that get glued into the box, so they're not gonna be seen. And so then I'm going to just notch these in a little bit. Like that. Now we haven't burnished on those diagonal score lines. We'll do that in a second, don't worry. I haven't forgotten about those. We'll get there. Okay, so that is that side of the box. Okay, now we're gonna do something similar to this side. So we put a diagonal score here, we put a diagonal score here. So on this square, this is the one we're gonna notch into. So again, we cut this way. So I'm gonna cut this way again, just up the score lines here, up the score line here. I'm gonna fold that center section away, and I'm just gonna make these a little smaller. You could probably leave these the size they are. It wouldn't make too big of a difference, but the more bulk you can take out of your box, the easier your box goes together. So I'm just gonna trim these at an angle. Again, these are gonna be tabs that get glued inside your box. Nobody will see them. Okay, so this is what we have. Looks just like this so far. I'm gonna use my corner rounder and just round the corners. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell a corner rounder, so use whatever corner rounder you have. All right, now we're ready to fold and burnish on these score lines. So I'm going to just gently kind of use my fingers. I'm not gonna use my bone folder. Just kind of gently use my fingers to get that point kind of going. And then you just wanna like line it up together like that so you have that angle. And then you wanna use your bone folder. Just make sure everything is nice and folded down where it's supposed to go. Okay, perfect. Now everything should line up. You should have those two edges lined up together. All right, now we're gonna do one more piece of trimming. So I'm going to actually unfold these corners, and I'm going to fold it so it's completely flat. So we have that score line here. We have our corner and our point here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna eyeball maybe like a 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch, and I'm just going to chop that off just like that. There's no measurement here, just kind of give it a rough chop. So you still have those score lines. We'll do it again on this side. So we just unfolded it. We're gonna kind of measure a 1/4 inch, 3/8, and just give it a snip. Okay, so now this is how your little box should look. So I'm gonna leave that there while I clean up my trash, and you can maybe pause it or take a screenshot of it, whatever you need to do. This is what it's supposed to look like. And now we're gonna do some adhering. Now I'm gonna use some really strong glue for this. I'm gonna use my Tombow liquid glue. You can use tear and tape, Stampin' Seal Plus, whatever you wanna use. I'm gonna use the Tombow glue because it works really well. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on each of these tabs. I'm gonna start with 2 of them. It doesn't really matter which 2 you start with. And we're going to line up this score line with this edge right on the side with the flap. That's the side I'm starting with. So just hold that down. The liquid glue takes just a second to adhere, but I like using liquid glue for boxes because if you need to kind of adjust the corners a little bit, you do have a teeny tiny bit of wiggle room to do that. Okay, so make sure those are nice and secured. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing with these tabs, and it's going to fold up like this, okay? So I'm gonna put some glue on these little tabs here. Okay, and then fold that up, just like that. Give it a chance to adhere. If you need to give your glue a little bit more dry time, you can use some clothespins to hold it all in place, but I think we're okay. Here in New Mexico, it tends to set up pretty quickly. So this is what your little box should look like. You have this 3/4 inch tab over here, and then it should have a V like that. And then when it folds over, you have that really fun little diagonal closure. So isn't that fun? Okay, we're gonna set this aside and we're gonna work on our belly band. So let me slide this guy back on here. Let's do our stamping. So we have just the teeniest little tag here. So I have a small piece of white, just a scrap of white. And we're gonna start with basic beige for our airplane. This is such a good color. This is one of our new colors this year, but it's such a good, like, subtle color. It goes with everything. It's perfect. So that's basic beige. And then I'm gonna bring my greeting in with Night of Navy. On my copper clay ones, I used copper clay. So just whatever color of the belly band, if you want to coordinate with that, that's fine. You can even, the green here is Mossy Meadow. So you can even do Mossy Meadow. That would be fine too. Okay. Make sure this is right side up. We don't want to stamp this upside down. And I'm just going to stamp to my friend right over the airplane. Okay, let's put away our inks. Now I'm going to pull in a brand new die set. This is in our online exclusives. This is the Greetings of the Seasons dies. This die set is amazing. I am loving this die set. I'm using it a ton, and we're going to use this teeny tiny oval here, but you can see all of these amazing tags it comes with. So this is going to be great for gift giving this holiday season. So I'm going to, let me see, I need to pull out some Post-it tape. So I want to make sure to hold this down while we're cutting. And I want my little dot, my hole for the ribbon to be on the right side. So I'm going to position it that way. And I'm going to use my Post-it tape just to hold it in place. You can use a Post-it note, you can use washi tape, whatever you want. And I'm going to pull in my cut and emboss machine. I'm using my mini one because this is a small die and the mini one works better on camera. So I'm just going to run this through. I'll fold this up and put it away quick and easy. Now if you have a punch that you'd rather use that's a good size, by all means, you can use anything you have in your stash. Okay, so there's our little tag. Isn't that adorable? So really quick, you could definitely make a ton of these in no time if you had to make a bunch of these for teacher gifts or a craft show, whatever. You can make a ton of these in no time. All right, now I have a box of Andes mints here, so this is all I have left. So somebody will just have to eat those last two, I guess. I'll give those to my husband. So 3 of these will fit, and you could probably fit maybe 1 more in there. It might be a snug fit, but I like 3. 3 is a good number. That'll fit in there. So we're going to stick those in there. It'll close down on the sides. Isn't that fun? And then this will fold over like that. Now let's talk about our belly band. Our belly band is 1 by 4.5, and I'm just going to wrap it around. And I'm going to make sure that seam is on the front because we're going to hide it with our little tag. So I'm going to start on the front, just kind of as straight as I can go, and just kind of wrap this around, pinching those corners as I go. And then I'll just use my liquid glue and just adhere it. Now you can take this off. Now that you've pinched it, you can take it off and really make sure that you get those seams completely sealed and, nice and straight. But this is such a tiny box that I don't even think that that's necessary. So I'm going to, well, let's make sure that it sticks. That's the problem with liquid glue. So I'm going to try to slide it off just so I can get some pressure from the back. Hopefully we can slide this off. There we go. Some pressure from the back, just like that. Tear and tape would be a fantastic glue to use for this part to hold it down. All right, have our belly band nice and secure. Perfect. So let's use some dimensionals. I'm just going to use a couple of dimensionals here on the back, and I'm going to stick these right onto the belly band. That way we ensure that there is no adhesive hanging off the edge of the tag. So right onto the belly band. And I like to get this on here before I do my ribbon because the stability of the box makes it easier to tie a ribbon. Okay. All right, so I have a little bit of linen thread. Hopefully this is enough. It's the end of a spool. I have a new spool if we need to, but I'm hoping this is enough. So I'm just going to slide my linen thread through the hole. There we go. It's a pretty big hole, so linen thread should go through easily. Now, if you have a bigger ribbon, if you're doing a thicker ribbon, you might want to string the ribbon through before you glue it down. But I'm just going to do a real quick bow with my linen thread. Kind of fix the little sides there, and I don't even think we need to trim the edges. I think it's perfect as it is. And that's it. You can add a little gem if you needed to. I think this will make a really good mail gift too. So there you have it. So you have this cute little box, perfectly sized for little Andes mints. I'll leave this one open so you can see what's in there. But that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this sweet little box. I have a Christmas box to share next week. Do you guys want a quick sneak peek? We're going to use those same dies, and let me take the directions off the back. Look at how cute that is. So adorable. So we're going to use lots of online exclusives for that box, and I'm going to share that one next week. So make sure you join me next week right here on my YouTube channel. If you are enjoying this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is completely free. It really helps my business, and it tells YouTube that you want to see more videos like this. So I do appreciate all of you who subscribe, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I usually try to post videos once a week, and I would love for you to follow me. You'll never miss a video that way. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.